There's a lot of hate out there. Some Pokemon are hated for being pure trash, while others are hated for looking an awful lot like a cone of ice cream. Some Pokemon, however, are hated simply because they are too simplistic. And this saddens me. Whenever I tell someone Voltorb is my favorite Pokemon, people are surprised. It's an unusual pick, so I'd like to explain today why I love it so much. Beauty and simplicity. See, when it comes to Pokemon, I've always liked the most simplistic ones, be it Lotad, Lugdisc, or Ditto. There is an elegance in being able to create something iconic with only a few lines. You can draw a convincing Voltorb with 10 strokes of a pen, 8 of which are needed for the eyes. This is brilliant to me, as the eyes are the most vital part of a face. The pointiness of Voltorb's eyes beautifully contrasts its otherwise round shape. Rather than giving Voltorb realistic eyes, or even simple circles, Game Freak shaped its eyes as angry-looking eyebrows, which works incredibly well. Perhaps even more beautiful is how they drew something that abstractly resembles a mouth with only one stroke, without making Voltorb look like a Canadian from South Park. Splitting the body up in 2 parts, while always showing Voltorb from an interesting angle, makes you instantly aware of how Voltorb looks in a 3D environment. Mimics and Pokeballs. I've always had a fascination with the Mimic, the classic Dungeons & Dragons monster that made its way into every role-playing game imaginable. There is something incredibly interesting to me when a living creature, perhaps a magical one, disguises itself as a man-made object in order to surprise adventurers. The concept alone creates a lot of questions. Where did this thing come from? Why does it disguise itself like this? Is this thing a natural result of evolution? Or did some wizard do it? Voltorb, as its name implies, is a battery. It has a positive pole and a negative pole, and each has a unique color. One is red and the other is white. This makes Voltorb look a lot like a Pokeball. Did Voltorb make itself look like a Pokeball, or were Pokeballs designed to look like Voltorb? I'm fine when people criticize Pokemon like Klefki or Seal for looking like household objects or common animals. I mean, I never liked Seal either. But Voltorb just absolutely fascinates me, because a Pokeball doesn't exist in our world. Game Freak staff must have looked at their game and thought, how can we make a Mimic-like creature if we don't have traditional chests? And well, honestly, I really love the answer they came up with. Final thoughts. Now, there are some criticisms one may throw at Voltorb. For example, Electrode looks way too much like Voltorb. However, I don't think you can really criticize a Pokemon because its evolution is too similar. I personally really dislike Rapidash because it's pretty much just a bigger Ponyta with a horn. But I really do love Ponyta because, well, it's a freaking horse on fire. How cool is that? Similarly, I don't care too much for Electrode, but Voltorb is just amazing. An interesting aspect of both Voltorb and Electrode is their mode of locomotion. One of the reasons I really like Voltorb overlaps with the reason I really like Spoink. They don't just walk on 2 or 4 legs, or float or fly or levitate. No, they move around in a completely unique manner, rolling in the case of Voltorb. I love this because it's not something that exists in nature, save for some desert salamanders that roll down hills at times. I'm always curious how this way of moving around works, and it really stirs up my imagination. Self-destruct, Voltorb's signature move, is just such an interesting attack. I mean, Voltorb is completely designed around it, and what creature literally blows itself up as a means of defense? It's fascinating. Another thing I'd like to bring up is that Voltorb's blue shiny form, well, it's just gorgeous. Just look at it. Seriously though, if you need an example of good design, just look at Voltorb. The first generation of Pokemon generally has a lot of good designs in there, because of how simple many of them are. When it comes to underrated Pokemon, Voltorb is definitely up there. Thank you for watching my video. Like and subscribe if you feel so inclined. I'm still experimenting with my setup, so expect the production values of my videos to go up significantly. DFTBA.